What's up, guys? Today we are starting on a easy DIY deer stand build. Let's get started. Guys, if you can see and hear, it's summertime. Cicadas are loud. Apologize for that. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do is do this step by step. I'm gonna show you guys how I've put deer stands together for years, spin in some new stuff that I've learned, and just kind of show y'all step by step on how I build one. I'm not a builder, I'm not a professional, I'm just a deer enthusiast that's built a lot of deer stands over the years. So first things first is we want to lay out a plan. So one of the first things I like to do, guys, and this is just something I've done for a lot of years, is I take a regular ruler and I go to the centimeter side. I don't know if you can see that or not. And so what I like to do is I like to put it down and make it to scale. And what I mean by that is you can make it so this particular floor is going to be 6 by 8. So 6 feet by 8 feet. Go on that ruler, use the centimeters as feet. So you can just draw a line over to 8, that's 8 feet. Over to 6, that's 6 feet. So that when you put it on here, it's to scale of actual size. It's just something I've done that's made it easy for me to figure exactly what I need. You can kind of draw it out, make a plan ahead of time, and it makes putting the thing together go really quick. Guys, you can see I've got a trailer behind me. And the reason I've got a trailer is I'm going to build the stand on the trailer. So I'm going to actually construct the floor and everything right on top, probably on these side rails here. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm building this for my brother and my niece and nephew for deer season. And they want a nice stand, but they just want a basic design. So that's what we're going to try to do. So the reason I'm building it on the trailer, obviously, is that we can move it once it's finished. And what I plan to do is, my brother's a big farmer. He's got big, heavy farm equipment, got a big tractor. I'm gonna measure his forks, and I'm gonna make holes here in the base or the floor so that all he's gotta do is pull up there, lift the thing up, and set it in place. We don't have to rent no lifts or anything like that. So that's the plan. So let's get started. All right, guys, our floor is made up of 2 by 6 by 8, 7 of them treated. This will be sitting inside of a frame, and around the edge of that frame can get moisture, so we want to make sure and get them treated. And they're going to be 2 foot on center running across that 8 foot span. When you're like me and you don't have anybody to help you, you kind of figure out ways to prop up your boards. You know, I'm actually using the trailer to help me get the boards in position and screw them together. And it's because I don't have any friends or my children don't like me. That's not true. I have a friend or two, and I have a couple kids, but I have no idea where they are. I'm gonna get some counseling. All right, guys, we got the 8 by 6 flooring laid out here, and we're going to put decking on it. So I've got 1/2 inch treated plywood we're fixing to put down. As you can see, got it decked on top, 1/2 inch treated plywood. Got that decked. You think, okay, that's good, that'll work, right? Well, it would, and I've built them like this before. But something I want to add this year is a little more sound dampening and insulation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and we're actually going to put 3/4 regular plywood on the top side. This is actually the bottom, and we're going to fill this whole center thing, all of this, with insulation. Now we'll have to come up with a path to load with the tractor like we talked about. I'm going to cut out ends once I get the dimensions of the tractor forks. That'll go right in there, and I'll have to make a little tunnel for those to go into so we can pick this whole thing up. But that's the next step. We're going to flip it over and put the actual bottom 3/4 inch plywood. All right guys, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to just fill this with insulation. I just got some regular bad insulation. I'm going to lay this in here. However, what I've got to do first is determine the width on the tractor forks that we're going to be picking this up with, so that I can put holes on this end. And this was what we'll call the front, because the back will actually have a step access. We'll be able to set it as well on our platform. So I'm going to find out exactly the width and the cut ends I need to make on these 2x6s right here, so that we can just drive the tractor forks right up in it, pick it up. So before I put the insulation in, I'm going to get those holes made. In case you were wondering, guys, this right here is your culprit. This is your noise maker. Suckers are so loud. All right guys, so I got the holes. You can see that. Got the holes drilled in there for the forks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and reinforce the whole opening. So I'm going to take these guys right here. These are just pieces that were left over. And I'm going to box this in so that it just reinforces it. When that 3/4 inch plywood lays over the top, we'll put screws all in this, so there's no way that it can pull loose or anything like that. So it's the next step. All right guys, so I got the supports put in here. These are not 100% necessary. I just wanted to be able to service this blind down the road if we needed to. So knowing my brother has big tractors and equipment, because he's a hay guy, he'll always have a tractor. So I want to be able to, 10 years down the road, if we need to work on the roof or something, something's happened, we can go up to this thing, unbolt it from its frame, pick it up and work on it. Something I've not done in the past that I wanted to add this time. So that way we know we can keep the stand in good condition. Let's get it insulated. All right guys, so I got the floor done. It's completely framed up, ready to go. As you can see, this is the front side like we talked about, because this is where the tractor will actually pick it up from. Because all reinforced. I used lots of screws because I know we're going to be moving this thing. So I'm actually going to be hauling it to my brother's place, and then we're going to be picking it up with the tractor and setting it inside the frame once the frame is built. So we're going to move on to the next step, and that will be framing up the walls. Right now I have 3 windows coming. We got a 6-foot window across the front and 2 4-foot windows down each side, and don't have them yet, but I do have the dimensions and the frame out holes, so I'm going to go ahead and frame up the walls to fit the window. All right guys, I decided to go with 7-foot walls. And the reason I did that is because I haven't got the back door yet, and I want that option to be able to just put a full-size exterior door on the back. And we're going to put it in the back in the middle. So, but what I'm going to go ahead and do now is get both of these, the front wall and both side walls, framed in, and get the height figured for our window setting. And that's what we're doing next. All right, guys, I got the front wall framed in, so that on this front wall we have a 6-foot window. It's actually 72 inches by 11.5 inches. So we roughed the hole open to a 1/4 inch bigger all the way around. And so we're waiting for the windows to arrive for that. So the front wall's done. I'm gonna go ahead and move to the side walls, and then I'll do an outside frame on the back wall because I still haven't decided on the door yet. So that's the next step. Apologize for the dancing. It's really hot. I'm losing my mind a little bit, so my bad. All right, guys, I have sourced a door. I found a trailer house door. It does not have a jamb or door frame, so I'm gonna have to make one, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. But got a door, that way we can get it put in. Let's get started. All right, guys, you can see we got the door put in. So I had to come up with just a quick plan to make a door frame for it. Got it to go in there. It works out really good because it's a mobile home door and it's really light. Outside's got aluminum on it. Works out great for a deer stand. So got a few more finishing touches on this, and then we're going to move to the roof. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 2x10, 8-foot long. I'm going to stand it on end on the front side, and then I'm going to take 2x4s and make a taper to nothing in the back. So that'll be the pitch on the roof. Nothing major, just enough to shed the water. We'll have overhang all the way around, so we don't take any chances of anything getting majorly wet in a rainstorm. So that's the next step. We're moving on. All right, guys, we got it tied in. So you can see I took the 2x10 up front and I just angled these back and tied them in back here. So what that'll do is when I lay the decking on top, it'll allow me to take the decking and take about I'll probably do an 8 to 10 inch overhang all the way around, just for a drip edge. And I won't have to worry about the spaces that it puts on top. You know, you'll have spaces in between your runners. This way I had the runners completely quit at the top of the stud. So we won't have any of that space we got to fill to keep bugs out or none of that. The decking will actually lay around the perimeter. We'll nail it down good, caulk it. We won't have to worry about nothing getting in. So fixing to deck it now, we're moving on. All right, guys, we got that roof decked. I used a 7/16 OSB just to deck the roof with, and used a small overhang, about a 6 to 7 inch overhang all the way around, so we don't get no sag. You know, it's just a little short span, should be enough. I will run drip edge around it, and I will probably roll roof it. That's kind of what we've been doing lately on the roofs. They seem to last a little longer than shingles do. And then we will be moving to decking the whole outside. So that's the next step. Guys, I got it wrapped in OSB, so I'm going to go back in and cut out the windows. All right, guys, got the windows cut out. So got to put the roll roofing on, some drip edge around the top, and then we'll move to the inside. We're going to insulate inside there. We're going to cover the walls with something, I don't know what yet. We're going to build a shooting bench, and we're going to get close here. All right, guys, I was able to get that roof finished up just in time before the rain hit. So there's no better time than to get inside. It's actually kind of cool, raining outside. I'm going to get all this insulated. All right, we got it all insulated in here, guys. And the way I can tell is it's raised the temperature in here a lot, really fast. So what I want to do is cover the walls, and I went with just regular OSB just because it is about the most inexpensive thing I've found, and it should work fine. So I'm going to start doing some measuring in here, and we're going to cut the panels for the inside. Alright guys, the windows are cut in. Inside's pretty much done. I think I'm going to lay some carpet on the floor. So get some carpeting down. And then across this front bench, I think I'm going to build a shooting bench. This front window here, I'm going to build a shooting bench pretty big, so that those kids and my brother, who's getting older, need to rest. I'm going to put a pretty good size one here, and I think I may actually wrap it in carpeting too, just to keep it soft and silent when taking that shot. So just about to wrap up on the inside, still waiting on the windows, and then once we get the windows in, we will side. That's what's next. All right guys, the windows have arrived, so let's get them opened up and see what we got. All right guys, so it looks like the glass comes out of them. This is a 4-foot slider here. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to get a drill bit and pre-drill a bunch of holes so that we can actually mount the frame. So that's the next step. All right, guys, so I got the windows from a company called Deerview Windows. So they're pretty lightweight, a little bit flimsy, flexible, but they were inexpensive. And they are double sliders, so you can slide from either side, and they slide inside of each other. Fixing to mount them in now. I will say this, they did take about 3 weeks to get, so just FYI, if you do order them, there is some lead time on them, and it's delayed the project a little bit, but they're finally here, so let's jump back on. Well, unfortunately, guys, it's just like with anything that you're waiting on. The big 6-foot window came in broke. So I'm going to go ahead and install it since we have already got the siding. I'm going to get it installed since these panes come in and out. Either get another one coming or see what the company that shipped it will do to honor it. And I'm going to go ahead and get this one put in. All right, guys, if you can see, we got the windows in, all finished up. We are missing one pane. I'll get in contact with them tomorrow and probably get another one coming. It's been a heck of a project. Looking forward to getting to the end here. Running out of time, deer season's up on us, so we gotta get this thing done. We'll jump back on it tomorrow. All right, guys, so after I got the windows in, I noticed, so with the clear window, the door I put in has a white interior. So before I get that carpet in, I'm going to take some spray paint and darken that door up and maybe that whole back wall so that, you know, nothing can be seen through these front windows here. And I may even add a little shade awning over this front window. So that's what we're moving to. I have decided I am going to put just a small awning over the top of this window. The stand will be facing to the east, so that morning sunrise would be shining right into the stand, being pretty bright. So I'm going to go ahead and build just a small awning over this window. Won't be very wide, just enough to cast a shadow on the window itself so that you're not completely blinded out. So I'm going to jump on that real quick and knock it. All right, guys, so one last finishing touch we're going to add to the stand. No, not really. All right, guys, got the little awning put on. Got that finished up, so we are about to side. My son is on his way. Let's get it. All right, guys, got it all wrapped up and siding. Looks really good. Turned out great. Really like how it turned out. We went for that hay bale color on the siding. I believe it's called clay. Just really like how it looks. So I'm going to jump inside real quick, get the carpet laid, and build that shooting bench. And we're wrapping this thing up. So I want to make the shooting bench pretty large so that when you're sitting in the chair, you can actually rest, you know, the forearm and this off arm when aiming. So I decided to go ahead and cover it with carpet also, just to give you that cushion and that silence. So we're going to get that installed right now and wrap this thing up. got it finished up, guys. What a heck of a project. Hopefully my brother's family will enjoy this for years to come. Maybe I'll even get to film a hunt out of this. We will be moving it into position in the next few days. But thank you guys for watching. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you. If you like and subscribe, it helps our channel. Guys, as always, I want to thank you for watching. And as always, God bless. And guys, if you want to check out a couple more of my build videos, I just do it for fun. Check them out, see what you think. As always, thanks.